So, Coach, coming down to the final two games of the year, and Syracuse is right on that bubble of making the ACC tournament. How much stock do you personally take on earning those extra few games at the end of the year?
It's up to the seniors. It's up to the seniors. We have 5 seniors that can really change the trajectory of what's going to take place. If they come out ready to go, blazing fire and getting their best effort, we're going to have a lot more games. I think that we're good enough. I said this is a more talented team than we've had in a long time. They didn't perform that way this whole season. It was always something, an injury here, concussion there, and that definitely took place. But then it was effort that took place as well. And that's going to be truthful stuff that we're going to talk about. Sometimes the effort wasn't there. Right now, it's desperation time, and our seniors got to play desperate. They got to play aggressive. They got to give it their best effort, if you don't mind. Repeating that word, because the effort thing is like a huge thing. I thought that against Duke in the first half, we didn't give the effort that it needed to break that press, and we had the formula, and we just didn't actually execute. And so now it's time for them to say, either they want it to end or they want to continue. I'm always ready to coach. I'm ready to go. I can go all the way in the summer. I did USA basketball for the last 7 years because I love this game. But I love this game when people want to give their best effort. And we had a couple good practices, and so they have to bring that to the table against Pittsburgh at 7 p.m.
What does that best effort look like for your team?
Flying around, loose balls, you go in the third row. The high hands, getting beat, saying help, boxing out. And even though, somebody's stronger, bigger, faster than you, you've got to give that effort anyway. That's what it looks like. It doesn't mean you have to be better. You don't have to be taller. You don't have to have a better skill set. All the things I'm asking them to do is like the things you can't coach, the things you fly around and do. And if they can do that, this could be a longer season. If they don't do that, the season's over on Sunday.
Liv Schmidt made her third start of the year on Sunday against Duke, and she's someone that's earned more playing time throughout the season. What growth have you seen from her from day one until now?
Her consistency has been her effort. Her consistency has been her ability to raise her hand and say, my bad, but push forward and believe that she can become a viable option in this equation of what we call a season. And I love her effort all the time. That she's never wavered from that. She's never been a person who has been, take the day off. On her days off, she's out here shooting. We have to calm somebody like her down. Sometimes we wish she can be a little bit more better with her left hand. Could be a little bit taller sometimes, a little bit more, IQ savvy. But man, I'll take effort over any of that all day. And she brings that every day, and I'm so proud of her. And I just see that the future's going to be bright with her on this team.
More broadly, how do you think you performed in the expectations that you've set for this season with only 2 games left in the regular season? I know you have a lot of season that has already passed.
That's a great question. If I had to put myself, give myself a grade, I'd say a C. I don't think that, in order for leaders to lead, they have to have people underneath them that becomes leaders too. And we didn't have that sequential thing take place. And that's all on the head coach, and that was on me. This is the first year that I think that sometimes I give my best speeches and I say, I don't even know if anybody were listening, and so I'm a motivator. I motivate people to become something bigger than themselves. And for this whole season, it's just been a challenge. And I got to definitely reflect at the end of the season on how we're going to continue to do that, what kind of talent we're going to bring in, lesser talent, more people that got some moxie, if you will, that got some, story to tell on that court, if you will. Again, they can get me up to a C+ if they do well these next 2 games, right? But right now, as hard as the community can be on me, no one's going to be harder on me than myself. And I think that when teams don't have success, I own all of that. I am the head coach, and that's what I'm hired to do, is win basketball games, but also have our kids fly around to the point where people can say, you know what? I just like watching them. I just really enjoy being in their midst, if you will. And We didn't get a lot of that this season, and that's a little disappointing for me. And we're going to reflect on what that looks like and what we got to do to make that different as we move forward.
How do you make it different? How do you change in the next high stakes games to end this season and going into next season?
Well, you had to come to some of my practice, the last practice, a couple of practice. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm sore as I don't know what. I'm out here shooting with them now. I'm begging. I'm crying. I'm pushing. I'm giving it everything I got right now, and I don't know whether that's going to help or not, but there's no doubt that I want the season to sustain itself and go longer in the way I bring myself. And so all I can control is the energy I bring to the room, and that energy is way out of control right now. It's really a lot for them. It's something, like I said to you guys earlier, I think that some of the problem has been me. I've been trying to be in protection mode of this team and try to say, don't worry, I got you. And now I got to expose them and I got to show them all the energy. And I've been doing that for the last 4 games. And some of them are like, gosh, dang, this is awesome. Some of them are like, but that doesn't bother me because that to me is what helps me have success. I'm not going to be the best coach. You can always find a coach better than me. But nobody's going to be a better motivating coach than me. And I know that what I didn't do earlier, I did not push them so they can fail or fly. I kind of protected them. And that's a dangerous position to put your players in because now they're not comfortable of, going out there and demanding what belongs to them. And so that's what we went back to.
With so many seniors on your team and players that have been in that postseason environment, well, what just effective leadership and how active have they been in the practices over the last couple of days?
Not as effective as they need to be. As I have to get better, they have to get better as well. I thought that our seniors were going to be, we've been meeting about, doing captains meetings, we're doing senior meetings, and they've been waiting. They've been waiting. And those who wait don't eat. That's what Coach Fran would say. Winners don't get washed. Well, if you keep waiting, you're not going to eat either. So I just think that, it comes now to this point right now. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter what we done yesterday. It's all about right now. We got 2 games to get to a position that a lot of these players have been in postseason. They have all the They all have all the responsibility and all the power to get us there. I've done my job. I'll have another shoot around on tomorrow with them. But after that, it's up to the players. Players wins games. That's it. But at the end of the day, if you lose, coaches own that. And I own all the losses. But they have the power to go out there and fly around and win games. And so it's up to the seniors right now. Yesterday's over. Today is what we care about. And tomorrow is, we get blessed with that tomorrow. They got to fly around there and show the world why they should be a team that should be considered for postseason.
Kind of the other end of that, last week post-game you spoke about your rookies and the growth that you've been seeing from them. Just what have you seen from them these last few weeks coming down the
Growth. I love what the rookies look like. I love our future possibility. I love the young ladies that we've signed as we move forward into our future. Shy has been playing, violently driving to the basket and playing desperate basketball, which I love. You can coach that. You can coach Kiera and her turnaround fadeaway jump shots and going hard to the floor, and because that's effort. Liv, you can coach that. Maddie, you can coach that. Going back door and getting the ball, missing the layup, making the layup, taking the open 3. You can coach that. You can coach Jello in her idiosyncrasies and inability to make always the right pass, but she's coming with every fiber of her being. I love our future kids. This is the time now is for the seniors, though, to do their thing, and they need to not give effort. They got to perform. They have to show up, or it's over on Sunday.
I apologize if you already answered this, but what would it mean to you to see a good show out from the crowd on Thursday night against Pittsburgh?
It would mean a lot to our seniors because they really, as win, lose, or draw, they came out there and they came back and they kept showing up. A lot of kids quit. A lot of kids are quitting right in the middle of the season, which is really weird because they're getting all this NIL. It's just kind of interesting what's the dynamics, but these young ladies continue to come back and they continue to try and continue to show up. And for that, I think that we have to applaud that. And they're going off to be CEOs and heads of in the future. I know that they may not have performed on the basketball court as much as they needed to, but their GPA and their character and what they did in the community and as well as this university needs an applause. And I think that the community should show up and be there to applaud them on their last couple of games.
Coach, we have a couple of big events happening the next couple of days at the Dome. On Thursday night, we're going to have some special performances for our Black History Month celebration game. The team's been wearing shirts the last couple of games, but there's someone special that's going to be singing Lift Every Voice and Sing pregame. And just what does that mean to you as a coach here at Syracuse to see us kind of making strides forward?
Our family versus their team. You know, it's my cousin's going to sing, and you know, this community will step up and support me. This community wanted me here, and I'm here, and they're not just kind of say, now that you're here, go do your thing. They're coming in droves and really supporting this program and this team, and you know, I just think that, you know, they deserve more. They deserve a winner. But we got to win in our attitude too. Our community has to understand that because you want something doesn't mean you're gonna always get it. You know, I love to win the lottery and be 50, you know, but I don't always get it. Doesn't mean I gotta stop working. Doesn't mean I gotta stop, you know, being a good person. And that's one thing I really want to challenge our community on understanding is that, yeah, you can be disappointed, and yeah, you can kick rocks, and yeah, you can call Coach Jack a terrible coach and all that fun stuff, but get back in line and get back into the positivity, because I think that it's two ways you can be all day. You can be angry about life, or you can be happy about life. I choose happy. I choose to learn lessons, and we always win, we always learn. That's my mantra, or that's who I am, and I think that there's some reason why I'm a good person to be around, because I'm always in a good place. And I want to challenge our community. This is a great city. Yes, it's cloudy sometimes here. Yes, it snows on occasion here. But your attitude is what makes this place wonderful. The people were magnificent growing up, man. It's just, I know this can happen again, and I want it to happen again. So I'm here for the long haul, and we're going to see this positivity be around this community no matter what. Because we're just good people. Blue collar, bring your lunchbox, sit it down, get what you want. Sometimes you don't. It's okay. Tomorrow, if he blesses us with a tomorrow, just try a little harder. And then be a little bit more kinder to the person around you.
You guys got any more